people who are interested, who were previously in my life, who wanted to get in this group of friends, couldn't get in through me, even though I tried terribly to have them around us. Decided to meet with Jennifer and Teresa to try and get in by hurting me and hurting our other friends. And Teresa and Jennifer took the bait, but that's what rats do.
All right. Well, Margaret, I am so excited for the season. I watched the first episode. I'm ready to go. But how are you feeling going into the season? Are you excited, anxious, nervous, everything in between?
You know what? I think everything in between. I'm always excited, but watching it back, of course, you get anxious and relive every moment.
Yeah.
So of course, the way you feel. It's a bustle of nerves.
Right. I mean, coming off the reunion, what were you nervous about seeing Teresa for the first time? Because obviously things were so heated during the reunion. So how are you feeling going into the season?
Well, it was very funny going into the season. I was like, I never want to see her again. But then, I get over things. Like, I was just like, all right, you know what? I'm a grown up. She obviously was very upset. I was disgusted the way she treated me at the reunion. But, I was just like, when I see her, I'm a grown up. I was like, I'll just be cordial. That's kind of the way I felt.
Right. So were you shocked when she wanted to invite you over for cheese and crackers and make amends?
Well, she knows, I always love a good meal, a snack. So she knows how to lure me over, with some food. And I seriously thought, I was like, oh my God, she's going to hit me in the head with the shovel and bury me in the backyard. But no, I thought it was so soon. I was pleasantly surprised, but I was very shocked.
Yeah. Did you feel like in that moment that maybe she was changing a little bit? Obviously, she was going to therapy to kind of work through some issues. And obviously her relationship with Louis maybe helped a little bit. So did you feel like she was turning over a new leaf?
You know what? I was like, it was baby steps, and I was impressed that she wanted to reach out and discuss. And I wanted it to be sincere and not just for optics. So, that's what we agreed, that we would just take baby steps.
Right. And how long did this resolution last for?
I think, we were pretty much pretty good most of this season. I hope she values my opinion, though I think other people get involved. And she doesn't always see clearly when other people get involved. Right.
Obviously we don't know exactly what happens this season, but it says in the description that Jennifer and Teresa have some issues with you this season when an ex-best friend spread some gossip. So what is this gossip, and what can you tease about this?
I will just say is just like everything they accuse me of is actually the behavior that they do. They accuse me of meeting with people. That's exactly what they do. So I think that's really what it is, which is very disappointing. And that's really all I could tease about. But, people who are interested, who were previously in my life, who wanted to get in this group of friends, couldn't get in through me, even though I tried terribly to have them around us. Decided to meet with Jennifer and Teresa to try and get in by hurting me and hurting our other friends. And Teresa and Jennifer took the bait, but that's what rats do.
Right. I mean, is that so hard to see? Obviously, when you're, in the spotlight and a lot of people want to share your shine, does that really hurt when obviously a former friend?
I will tell you why it hurts, because I am very embracing of a lot of people, and I have had friends in my life forever. This, unfortunately, was somebody I've known since I'm very young, and I've been very close with this person. But I did see some signs that were happening. But most of my friends, no one's like that. Only this one person. Everybody else really champions all of my successes. But it does happen, and fame is a very thing that people really want. To be in the public eye. I think they only see the good side of it. It's a double-edged sword, as we all know. And it's unfortunate that could really hurt a friendship.
Definitely. But you do bring a new friend into the mix this season, Jennifer,
yes.
who I absolutely love. I love
her. Love her so much.
How did she kind of fit into the dynamic of the group?
She fit in great. Everybody just loves Jen Fessler. She's amazing. She's hysterically funny. She brings great insight. I knew she would be a great fit and that everybody would just love her the way I do.
Definitely. And how did Rachel and Danielle fit into this group, and did they kind of shake things up? And as you know, it's not always easy being the new girl in the mix. So how was that for them?
No, I think Rachel and Danielle are both a great fit. Obviously, I prefer one over the other. I think everybody's going to see very soon who that is, though I welcome them both with open arms. Unfortunately, one turns on me for whatever reason, but Rachel, I just love her. I just love Rachel so much. And Danielle, I think she fits in well though too. I think both ladies bring a lot to the table.
Right. It seems like maybe an alliance between you, Rachel, and Melissa maybe causes a divide this season. How so?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like there really shouldn't be a divide. I think even if it's one of your friends, you should be able to be honest and upfront with them. I'm never about a team. I'm about being fluid in any friendship and being real with everybody. But I think that's what's so great about myself. Melissa and Rachel's very much a woman like that herself, is that you could be real with each other. Same thing with Dolores. I think it's very hard to be that way with Teresa and Jennifer. Though I thought Teresa was getting better, but I think she is, she's easily influenced.
Yeah. I think she said on her podcast recently about you that you're messy, involved, and toxic, and you're behind a lot of the stuff on the show.
I don't have to. The funny part is I'm not behind anything. I'm very, very upfront. I don't have to do anything behind anybody. I do it right to your face.
Right. I mean, obviously, then it seems like things are not good between you guys. And, we're going to see this whole thing play out this season. But how hard was it for you to watch what was going on between Melissa, Joe, and Teresa? Because even the first episode, it seems like they were really still having issues from the reunion. So
it was. Yeah, it was actually very hard for me. And I think everybody will see that I really wanted to bring them together. I spoke to them both individually. I said, when all is said and done, all you have is your family. And this is all going to mean absolutely nothing. And when you look back on your life, it's going to be sad to see that this was the downfall of any relationship. I said, let's not be grudge holders. I think, and Teresa did speak to me and ask me to help her. And I think you guys will see that throughout. I'm one who wants to bring family together. I think Teresa has other people in her ear who don't see it that way, which I think is very sad.
Yeah. Do you feel like Louis in her ear?
No, I'm not. No, I don't think it's Louis.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So you kind of felt caught in the middle between everything.
I didn't feel caught in the middle as much as I think I can have a good perspective. I didn't feel caught in the middle because listen, there's certain things that I think I could give a good perspective to. I've been around the block. I've had issues. Everybody has issues in their own family. Mm-hmm. Everybody. There's not one family on this show that doesn't have some fracture in it, right, which I think everybody will see. Yeah. And the way I handle my family is always reaching out, not holding a grudge. I've brought a lot of peace into my family that way. And I think that makes a difference.
Yeah. I mean, now that you've seen it all play out, and we haven't seen it obviously all play out, but whose side are you on? And what do you think fans will think once they watch the show?
I think when everybody sees the season finale, they'll know what the real truth is.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, do you foresee them ever getting back on track?
I think there's going to have to be some deep therapy and apologies. I don't know if this family could ever be fixed at this point. Yeah. I'm serious, and I think it's very sad.
Right. Do you think that if Teresa just had Melissa in the wedding, that this all would have gone away?
I think you know what? I don't know. Maybe. I think right from the beginning, I think you know what? I can't really say. I think there's these waters run deep.
Mm-hmm, definitely. I mean, everybody kind of questioned Louis, if he was genuine or not last season. Now that you know him, now that they're married and things like that, how do you feel about him today?
Listen, I think he really loves Teresa. I think they're really meant to be together.
Yeah. It appears that this rumor comes up about Melissa making out with another guy, cheating on Joe. What was your reaction when you first heard this, and how did that affect Joe and Melissa's marriage, if at all?
It didn't affect their relationship at all. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. They were trying to pin it on, that it came out of me and that, this is former friend and things like that. I mean, it is so far-fetched and it's actually funny, but people love that kind of drama. What I think is actually funny is that it comes from the Jennifer and Teresa and, that arena. And, the hypocrisy is so funny. Jennifer's so worried about her children last year finding out about something that's true and is willing to spread a rumor that's not even true and doesn't worry about anybody else's children.
Right. Where do you and Jennifer stand? Because it seems like things have gotten heated between you guys off camera as well. And, it looks like some issues with her marriage come up again this season. So where do the two of you stand after making amends?
I made amends with her. When I make amends with someone, Christina, I genuinely mean it from the heart. I was very taken aback that she is, still not over it. And then she has issues in her marriage, which obviously, has nothing to do with me.
Sure.
And it's unfortunate, whatever's going on. I stay very above it, clean. I don't get in the mud.
Right. Were you shocked that she and Dolores kind of went at it the first episode, or was that just kind of bubbling up?
That was bubbling. That was bubbling.
Mm-hmm.
That was bubbling. I'm not shocked.
Not shocked.
Anybody could be mad at Jennifer at any given moment. and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just,
Right. Yeah. Teresa says that Melissa is keeping her and Joe apart. When I talked to her, she said that now it's pretty much all Joe, that she thinks it's all Joe keeping them apart. What do you believe?
I don't think anybody can keep anybody apart. I don't think there's a third party. I don't think it's anything. I think, like I said, families are complicated. I think if she really wants to be with him, and people see me say to Danielle on the show as well, she has issues with her own family, which will come out. If you want to be with someone, you beg them back.
Right. Yeah.
And that's it. If you love somebody, you beg them back and you do whatever you have to do to be in their life.
So how is your Joe doing? How is everything going there? Where else are we going to see you going this season?
Oh my God. Well, you see right out of the gate, I broke my arm, and everything. My Joe is doing great. Everything's, fabulous with us. Thank God. I mean, no cheating rumors have come out about us, as of yet. I mean, we are very fortunate that we have a very solid family. Things are great with me and Lexi. We just came out with a new mocktail line in our business, which is amazing. Lexi and I created a business together. Unfortunately, it didn't really make it onto the show because it was more created towards the end. Mm-hmm. So we have that. And, so we didn't get to follow a lot since it sidestepped with my arm breaking and kind of took me out of the loop a little. I had to have surgery and, a lot of craziness had happened with that.
Definitely. Tell me a little bit more about the mocktail line. It's Soiree, right?
It's called Soiree. It's amazing because, I say I'm the mocktail queen, Lexi's the cocktail queen. And it's all natural, vegan. It's only 45 calories, low in sugar. And I said, obviously I'm on a show where, listen, people tend to indulge. And I've always been from the school of, I don't drink to have a good time, but I want to feel part of the party. And I think it's a little hard for a lot of people to explain why they don't drink, if they've had an issue, if they're pregnant, if they're not in the mood to drink, for whatever reason it is. So I said, I want to create something that makes you feel that you're part of the party, and that includes everyone. So Soiree is a great way to feel that way. And it's also a mixer as well. So we just came out with that for Dry January. It's available at drinksoiree.com. And then it's rolling out to stores actually this month.
I love that so much. Did you bring that over to Ireland, or did you fully indulge when you were in Ireland?
No, to be honest, I did have a few little drinks, baby Guinnesses in Ireland. I caved. And then of course I had a horrible headache.
Oh no. What was that trip like? What can you kind of tease about that trip?
You know what? That was, I think, all the ladies on the trip agreed that was our best trip we've ever taken.
Nice.
It was spectacular.
Definitely. What do you think about Dolores's a new man?
I think he is adorable. He's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. He's different than the men Dolores has been with previously. I love that he's an Irish brogue, and he really adores her.
Yeah, you think that they're going to get married one day, or do you think that's...
Time will only tell. Yeah. He's got to lock and load. He's got to lock her down. She's a desirable catch, so we'll see.
She is. How's Marge Sr. doing?
Marge Senior's amazing. She is fabulous, living her best life. She was just in California this weekend, jet setting all over the place. I'm very blessed that Marge Senior's healthy, still works, 76, looking great. she's doing great. Thank you so much.
Good for her. I love it. And we're asking everybody a general housewife question. Who do you think is the most underrated?
Who is underrated across the franchises? I got to think. Let me think. Well, now she's getting so much, but prior to this season was Candace from Potomac. And now she's coming to her own this season. And I'm so happy for her because I always rooted for her and she got so much hate until this season. And I always knew she was a star. So I'm so happy that Candace has finally gotten the credit and the love and championed the way she deserves.
I love it. Rachel said the same thing yesterday, Candace.
Yeah, because by the way, she was up until this season, she didn't get all the accolades she deserves. And she came out, you know, like a superstar and she deserves it.
Definitely. Well, Margaret, thank you so much. I appreciate your time as always. And I cannot wait for this season. It's going to be so good.
Thanks, Christine. Thank you so much.
For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.